students, how are you all? I hope you all are fine. Okay, so students, for your PT1, that means periodic test, there are 5 chapters. Okay students, which are those? The lesson number 1, that is crop production and management. Lesson number 3, fiber to fabric. Lesson number 9, force. Lesson number 11, pressure. And lesson number 14, lightning. So these all the 5 chapters we have covered till date. So students, as our syllabus for the PT1 is completed, from now we will take the revision of each chapters. So students, in today's session, I would like to take the revision of lesson number 1, that is crop production and management. Okay students. So before going to start revision, each and every student should have the textbook with them. If they do not have, please bring this book towards you. Hurry students, take this book towards you. So students, shall I start the revision? Yes? So students, before revision, first all of you tell you that what fuel does a body require? What fuel does a body require to carry out its day-to-day functions? Yes student, anybody? What kind of fuel does a body require to carry out day-to-day activities or day-to-day functions? Yes, food. That's right. So, where do we get the food from? Where do we get the food from? So, students, the cereals, pulses, vegetables in our plate. So, in our plate, where they come from? Third students, where do you think they come from? So, did you say the earth, student? Yes, the food come from the earth? Yes, students. These food, they grow on the earth. But who do they grow for us? This is the question, student. Who they grow for us? The farmers. That's right. So, we also get the food from animals also, student. So, these animals are reared and taken care of by the farmers, okay, or by the humans. So, these food are then fused a body to carry out our certain processes. So, which are these functions or the processes which are carried out in our body with the help of food? Can you name, students? Yes? See students, these processes are digestion, excretion, respirations. These are the few common processes for which we require the energy, and that energy we get from the food. So without food, our body will not function at all. But can't every human produce his or her own food? Do you think, student, this is really feasible option? So students, imagine you grow a food every day. That is why you grow a food every day. Is it feasible to us, students? No. So that is why we require or we need a farmer. They can produce food. Farmer can produce food for the entire country, and with growing population, food needs to be produced on large scale. So, as per as our India's population concern, we require foods to produced on large scale. So students, what do you mean by the producing food? What do you mean by the producing food? So students, a planting seeds and the breeding of animals, they take only events in the food production. Okay? They take only in the events of food production. So how they? See students, these all the things we have to cover in this chapter. So, the first term which comes in your textbook. See students, this is the page of your textbook. See, the first term is the agriculture. What do you mean by the agriculture? So students, as I have already told you in the previous session, the branch of science which deals with the method of food production is known as agriculture. Again students, the branch of science which deals with the methods of food production means it is the branch of science in which there are certain methods of food production. That branch is nothing but the agriculture. Okay students, see this definition in your textbook also. The branch of science which deals with the method of food production is known as agriculture. So each and every student should know the answer if I tell you that the branch of science which deals with the study of or which deals with the method of food production is known as dash dash dash. What is agriculture? And what are the agriculture practices students? See students, agriculture practices means there are certain methods which are used to grow the new variety of crops. New variety of crops for the rearing of animals, birds. So, for rearing of animals and for growing of new variety of crops, there requires certain new methods, and that methods are known as agriculture practices. Okay students? The sentences which I have already underlined over here, these are some of these are definition. So you have to just remember these things. Okay students? So this is about the agriculture. Now there are different plants. See students, there are different types of plants, and as you know, different types of plants have the different requirements. Means some plants require the large amount of water, some plants require the low amount of water. So as per their requirement, we should provide these things. So students, when the plants are cultivated on large scale, their requirements are taken to be considered for the increased productivity of that crop. If you want this crop should grow in more number or in increasing amount or in large amount, what we have to do? We have to first consider what is the requirement of that plant. Which things this plant requires so that this plant can grow in healthy manner and we get the more and more productivity or more yield. Okay students, so the title of our chapter is crop production and management. Okay, so this is all about the branch agriculture and agriculture practices. So what do you mean by the exact meaning of crop? What is crop? See students, the definition is given in your textbook also. Whenever the plants of same kind grown at one place on large scale. Whenever, suppose we have a plant, suppose rice, and that rice plant is grown on large scale in the same place, at that time we can say that these are the crop of rice. Okay students, suppose we take here example the plant of rice. So whenever the rice plant grown in the same place on large scale, at that time we can say that this is the rice crop. Okay, so this collectively they refer to as crop. Okay students, so there are many more types of crops. See, so what is crop students? The plants of same kind grown at one place on large scale are collectively called as crop. So students, here are some examples. These are the types of crops. Crops have also the types, that means cereal type of crops, fiber type of crops, pulses type of crop, and these are the examples. See this picture of crop. So these are the some cereals and pulses. This is the picture which shows the cereals and pulses. So the crops, suppose you have the type of cereal, you have the type of crop that is cereal. So what are the examples? Paddy and wheat. These are the cereals. What are pulses? Gram, peas, beans. These are the pulses. So these are the type of crops and the example of that crops. Okay students. So again I repeat the definition. Whenever the plants of same kind grown at one place on large scale, then we can collectively they called as crop. Okay. So you have to just underline these two lines students, because it is the definition of crop. Okay. Now on second page, see students, a crop may grow well in particular season depending upon temperature, humidity and rainfall. So crops just like certain requirements like water, nutrients, crop also requires some other things like temperature, proper amount of temperature, proper amount of humidity and proper rainfall. These are also the main things which require for any crop for their growth. So based on the seasons, so students, based on the seasons, these crops are categorized in the two types. Based on the seasons in which these crops are grown, they are categorized into the two seasons, namely Kharif and Rabi crops. Namely Kharif and Rabi crops. So students, as this is the revision, I only tell you that you have to make a chart, that is types of crop. Okay. In that first Kharif crop, in second Rabi crop. What are the examples of Kharif crop? What are the examples of Rabi crop? In this fashion you have to make the chart. And what is the season for the Kharif crop? What is the season for the Rabi crop? Okay. So if any kind of question is asked in this topic, suppose the question is asked like answer in one sentence. What do you mean by the Kharif crop? Or what do you mean by the Rabi crop? What is the season for the Kharif crop? What are the examples of Kharif crop? So you should know that. What is Kharif crop and the Rabi crop? See in your textbook students. First, what is Kharif crop? See students, these crops are grown in the rainy season between June and October. Okay, so the crops which are grown in the rainy season, Rainy season, that means the season for growing the kharif crop is June to October. Okay, June to October for the kharif crops, and the kharif crops are depend upon the southwestern monsoon. So as they grow in the rainy season, so they depend upon the southwestern monsoon. Okay students, again I repeat, what is kharif crops? Yes students, tell me, what is kharif crops? Kharif crops are the crops which grown in the rainy season. Which season? Between June and October. Okay, so it requires the monsoon. Okay, southwestern monsoon it requires. So what are the examples of the kharif crops, students? See, the examples for the kharif crops are paddy, cotton, soybean, groundnut and the maize. So these are the examples of kharif crop. See students, in this picture, the examples of kharif crops and their pictures. See, rice, corn, soybean, sugarcane, groundnut and coconut. These all the 6 plants or the crops require rain. So they grow in the rain season. As all of you know that rice require lot of water for its growth. Okay students, so these are the examples of kharif crops. Now forwarded to the next. The next topic is which students? Which type? Rabi crops. So what are rabi crops? See students, in your textbook, these crops are grown in the winter season. These crops are grown in the winter season. So what is winter season? From October to March. These crops are grown in the winter season between October and March. So the season for the growth of rabi crop is October and March. Okay students, first, what are rabi crops? The crops which are grown in the winter season, they are called as rabi crop, and the season for the rabi crop is between October and March. Okay, so these crops are not depend upon the monsoon because they grow in the winter, so they don't require the monsoon. Okay student, and the examples for the rabi crops are wheat and legumes like the clover, pea, gram, mustard, linseed, etc. Okay, so student, what is the basic difference between the kharif crop and the rabi crop? See, what are kharif crops? Kharif crops are grown in the, yes students, kharif crops are grown in the rainy season, while rabi crops are grown in the winter season. Okay. The season for the kharif crop is June and October, while the season for the rabi crop is October and March. Okay students, now the examples of the kharif crops. The examples of the kharif crops are paddy, cotton, rice, soybean, maize. Okay, and the examples for the rabi crops are legumes like clover, pea, and the crops like the wheat, etc. Okay students, again what is difference between them? Kharif crops require the southwestern monsoon, that means they depend on the monsoon, while the rabi crops are not depend on the monsoon. Okay student, got it, the basic difference between the kharif crop and the rabi crop. If any question is asked on this topic, suppose, what do you mean by the kharif crop? What are the examples of kharif crop? Or the season, the season from June and October, which crop is grown, dash dash. Which crop student? Kharif crop. Okay. So in this way, you have to know that what are the kharif crops and the rabi crops. So students, a field needs to be managed properly to yield the good crops. So for getting the good crop, the field should be managed. That field should be proper for the growth of that crops. So crops are grown in soil or in water, whatever may be, that will be depend upon the whatever kind of your crop is. Okay, so what we obtain from the crop is called produce. See student, this is the definition of produce. What is produced? What we obtained from the crop. Okay, the product which we obtain from the crop is nothing but the produced, or what we obtain from the crop is produced. Got it student? So the certain conditions are very important to increase the quality as well quality of crops. This is true. So if you want to require the quality of your crop and quantity, means in large amount, suppose we want that crop, so the certain conditions we have to consider for regarding that crops, for regarding the growth of that crops. Okay students, so what is produced? What we obtain from the crop is called produced. Got it student? Now students, there are some factors. See, what are these conditions which are required for the better growth of crop by the quality and quantity also. So here are some of these conditions which are, see what are the conditions required for the crops. Type of soil. Which type of soil is your? This is the most important thing, because different types of crops require different types of soils. Okay, so which type of soil you use is it is important to be considered while growing any kind of crop. Quality of seeds, what type of or what quality of seeds you are using. Water availability, whether that crop requires large amount of water or the plenty amount of water or not, and the implements and agriculture practices, what kind of tools or what are the instruments which you require for the agriculture or for that crop. Okay students, and the protection from weeds, pests and pathogens. And the last one condition which we have to consider while growing the crop is, we should give the protection to that crop from weeds and pests and pathogens. How this is, we will see in our upcoming slides. Okay students, so but you have to just remember that these are the conditions which are required for any kind of crop for their qualitative and quantitative growth. So all these factors are collectively determines the crop productivity. If crop get these all the factors in proper amount, then your crop productivity will be more. Okay students, so the agricultural products can be divided into the some groups. There are agricultural products, these are divided into the some groups. See over here, millets, pulses, beans, oil seeds, means the crops which grown under the ground, these are the root crops. Some are the tuber crop, just like potato, tapioca, ginger, turmeric. Some are the sugar crops, means sugar cane, beetroot. Plantation crops are there, coffee, tea, rubber, coconut. So these are the agriculture products which are divided into these categories. Okay, millets, pulses. So pulses are separate, beans are separate, some are the oil seeds, means mustard, groundnut. So these are the categories. Okay students, so this is all about the what we call kharif crop, rabi crop, what is the produced and how we can determine the crop productivity. Got student this topic? Again, see students, here in this picture, these are the examples of rabi crops: wheat, oat, chickpea, mustard, almond and broccoli. Okay students, so these are the examples of rabi crops. So I hope you all get this topic. Okay students, so again I repeat, and I'll ask you the question and you have to give me the answer. Okay students, what is kharif crop? Tell me students. What is kharif crop? What is the season of kharif crop? Okay, so the crops which grown in the rainy season are known as kharif crops, and or the crops which grown in the rainy season in between June and October, they are known as kharif crops. And the rabi crops, the crops which grown in the winter season in between October and March, they are called as rabi crops. Okay student, got it? Now let's forward to another topic. Here, see, horticulture. See students, hortus means fruits, vegetables. There are two types of fields or agriculture. Means in one field we can grow the wheat, maize means cereals, pulses, and in one field we can grow the vegetables, flowers. Okay, so these are the two category of these fields. So what do you mean by the horticulture? See students, the vegetables and fruits are essential items of our diet. Just like wheat, maize, cereals, pulses, the vegetables and fruits are also essential items for our diet. So their growth is required, their production is required. So whenever any branch of agriculture, whenever study about the growth and the production of these kind of vegetables and fruit, then we can say that that branch is known as horticulture. Culture means to cultivate and hortus means garden. Okay, colliery means to cultivate and hortus means garden. So the plants which grow in gardens, the plants like vegetables and fruits which grow on large scale, that field is known as the horticulture. So students, you have to underline these two lines. This is the definition of horticulture. Vegetables and fruits are essential items of our diet, and their growth and the production are studied under a branch of agriculture known as horticulture. Horticulture, it is also the branch of agriculture because these vegetables and fruits are also grown on the land. Okay students, on the field. So this is the branch of agriculture, but it only produces the vegetables and fruits. Okay. So students, see over here, these are the categories of the horticulture. That means some of the vegetables which are grown under the horticulture, fruits, some ornamental plants and flowers. The examples for the vegetables are tomato, cabbage, spinach. For the fruits are banana, grapes, apple, mango. Okay students, got it this topic? See here, horticulture. See, these are the vegetables and fruits which are grown over there. So the vegetables and fruits are essential items in our diet. So their growth and production are studied under the branch of agriculture known as horticulture. Okay students, got it? So these are the pictures of the horticultures. See over here. Now the next topic is preparation of soil. See students, whenever you grow any kind of plant, at that time, First, what you want to require? You require what kind of soil you use. So we have to first take into consideration what are the requirements of that plant or the crop. Okay, so how you can prepare the soil, because before any work we have to first plan for it, or we have to first prepare for that work. Okay, suppose you have to cook something or you have to make the tea. So for that purpose, for making tea, what you have to make preparation for that tea? First you should have the sugar, milk, water. Okay students, so just like this, any kind of recipe just like this, in agriculture there requires the preparation of soil. If you prepare soil, then you can sow the seeds and grow that crop. Okay, so students, first there are certain steps which are required to improve the agriculture produced. Agriculture produce means what we get from the plant or what we get from the agriculture is the produce. Okay, that is the product. So the agriculture involves systematic use of some basic practices called agriculture practices. So there are certain methods which are known as the agriculture practices, which are used in the agriculture. That's why they are known as agriculture practices, which can fulfill the needs of the plants grown in the field. Okay, so what kind of these are the practices? There are some basic practices which can help to get the proper or the good amount of crop yield. So what are these practices? See students over here. These 6 are the practices. First, the crop field should be open so that sunlight and air are abundantly available. Okay, so the crop field, before going to cropping any kind of plant, that crop field should be open. Why that crop field should be open? Because there requires the sunlight and air. These are the 2 basic requirements for the growth of any crops. So if crop gets the plenty amount of sunlight and the air, then they can grow easily. So for the proper growth of crop, there requires the field should be open so that the proper or the plentiful or abundantly amount of sunlight and air will be provided. Now the second one is the field should be protected from animals and trespassers. So students, these animals and trespassers are those which can damage our crops. So we have to protect our field from these kind of animals and the trespassers. Okay. The third one is soil should be loosened and plugged before sowing. So before sowing, we have to loose that soil, and plugging is necessary for before sowing the plant, any kind of plant and crop. So how we can do this plugging and how we can lose this plant, or what is mean by the loosening of soil, this we will see in the next slides. Okay students, in detail. But you should know that the field should be protected from animals and trespassers, and also the soil should be loosed and plugged before sowing. Okay. Why? Because this allows the easy penetration of roots to hold the plants firmly and helps the roots to breathe. Means if you do loosening of soil at that time, the roots which are underground, they get the proper amount of oxygen, so that plant and also that roots or that plant get firmly stand over there. That's why loosening and plugging of the soil is necessary for any kind of crop for the proper growth. Okay, right amount of water should be available. right amount of water should be available for the proper growth of the plants. Okay students, again soil should contain sufficient nutrient. The nutrients which are required for the plants, they should be present in that soil so that that plant will grow easily. Okay, the next topic is preparation of soil. See students, this is the figure of soil. Before going to sowing, before sowing, what we have to do? Before sowing, we have to do the soil is prepared. We have to prepare the soil before sowing. Why? Because that crop get the plenty amount of sunlight, crop get the plenty amount of air and also water. And what are the requirements depending on that plant or crop? See students, how this is soil is prepared. So students, what is exactly the preparation of soil? See in your textbook. See students, the soil acts as a medium for the germination of seeds and growth of crops. Obviously, for any kind of crops, for the growth of any crop, they require, or for the germination of seed, they required soil. So soil, it is the medium which is for the germination of seed as well as for the growth of crops. So it provides water. So soil, it is the mainly source which can provide water, minerals to that plant, so that that plant is depend upon that soil. That means the fertility of that soil. So also there are different kind of plants which require different kind of soil. So according to their requirement, we should sow the plants or the crops on the particular soils. Okay, so it becomes necessary to prepare the soil before growing crop. Why it is necessary to prepare the soil? Because different kind of plants require different kind of soil. So due to that different kind of soil requirement, we have to prepare the soil according to the requirement of that crop. So this is an important practice which help to enrich the soil and make it more fertile and aerated. So what we can do for the preparation of soil? See students, the preparation of soil involves the addition of manure. Addition of manure. Suppose, see students, for the proper growth of any kind of plant, we can add manures, fertilizers to it so that that crop should grow, so that crop will grow easily. So what we have to add? We have to add the manures. Then after adding manure, we have to followed by the turning and loosening and leavening of soil. Means if that soil contains some of the crumbs, so they should be break down, and that soil should be even, and that soil should possess the loosening. That means the air should go in that soil. Okay, so these all the things, that means that soil can be prepared with the help of certain agriculture implements or by using certain tools. Tools means the instruments. Certain agriculture instruments, for example hoe, plug, some of the mechanical farm implements, for example farming tools. So these all are used for the purpose of preparation of soil. Okay, so the preparation of soil involves loosening and turning of soil. So students, this is point to be remembered, that for the preparation of soil, loosening and turning of soil is most important. So what is mean by the loosening or turning of soil? See student, here it is the definition. The process of loosening and turning of soil is called tilling or plugging. Means that soil should be loosed, and turn means the downward soil should come upward soil should go in the downward. So that means turning of soil. And what is loosening? That soil should be loose so that the oxygen get reach over there. So what do you mean by the tilling? Students, this you have to remember that. What do you mean by the tilling? The process of loosening and turning of soil is called tilling or plugging. The process of loosening and turning of soil is called tilling or plugging. Okay students, means whenever we loose or turn the soil, that process is tilling. Okay students, got it? So there are some important tools by which we can prepare the soil, means we can loose the soil, turn the soil, that means plugging of soil is carried out with the help of certain tools. What are these students? See, plugging. In this picture, here it is the plugging of soil. See student, this process. How the plugging of soil takes place? With the help of plug. So what is plug students? What is plug? See, plug is the, see students, can each and every student see this? As I zoom it. See students, what is plug? Plug is the agriculture implement or the tool. It is the instrument which is used for tilling of soil. So the soil is tilled with the help of plug. As I have already told you that for the preparation of soil, there requires a soil should be tilled and loose. So how we can till the soil, or how the tilling process is done? So that tilling process is done with the help of agriculture instrument known as plug. Okay students, the soil is tilled with the help of plug. So the plug is the tool which is made up of iron or wood. The plug may be made up of iron or it may be the wood. So the plugging has the following advantage. If you do plugging, what are the benefits we get? By plugging, it improves the air circulation within the soil. If you plug the soil, if you turn the soil, loose the soil, so that air circulation, means that air can go into the deeper of that soil and allowing that roots to breathe easily, so that root can breathe easily. Second one, the loosened soil allows the root to penetrate easily. If this soil is loose, so it easily allows to penetrate that roots inside the soil. Again, if you do plugging in the soil, what will we get the benefit from that? It enhances the water retaining capacity of soil. Means how much amount of soil absorb that water. Okay, so water retaining capacity of soil also goes increasing by the plugging. Again, the earthworms and the microbes which are present in the soil are the farmer's friend. Okay students, earthworm, all of you know that, and some of the microorganisms, microbes means microorganisms, they are already present in the soil. Okay, they are known as the farmer's friend. Why they are known as the farmer's friend? Because by their activity they can already loose the soil and turn the soil and increases the fertility of soil. So the loose soil helps their survival. So loose soil also will help for the survival of this earthworm, for the respiration of that earthworm and microbes. Okay, the next one is turning soil uproots the undesirable plants. So students, whenever you grow any kind of crop or the plant, at that time with your main crop, some of the other crops are also grown. Have you seen ever this type of Have you seen, students? The other type of crop are also grown with your main crop. So these crops known as weeds, and that crops should be uprooted. So when we turn the soil, due to which these undesirable plants means weeds growing in that field will be removed. So again these weeds can also be removed with the help of harrow. Students, again I repeat, what is weeds? Weeds are the undesirable plants which grow with your main plants. So we have to uproot that plant, and that weeds can be removed with the help of harrow. See what is harrow? See these figures. This is plugging, this is hoe. So with the help of harrow, see this figure, you have to remove this unwanted crop. Okay, students? So what is the exact structure of plug? What is the exact structure of plug? See over here, student. What is the function of plug? Removing weeds and scraping the soil. So it can be drawn by the pair of bulls or other animals. Plug can be drawn by the pair of bulls or other animals. So what is the construction of plug? Plug consists of a triangular iron strip. It possesses this triangular iron strip which is known as plug shear. See, student, over here. This is triangular iron strip which is known as the plug shear. There is a long shaft of wood called plug shaft. See that long shaft of wood which is known as the plug shaft, which has the handle at one end. Which has handle at one end. And the other end of the shaft is attached to the beam. The other end of this shaft is attached to the beam. See over here, to this tractor. And the beam can be placed around the neck of animals like bull or buffalo, or it can be connected to the tractor also. Okay, students, so this is all about the plug. What is hoe? See, student, this is the figure of hoe. You have already seen that in various construction fields. So what is hoe? It is the simple tool. What is the function of hoe? It is used for removing the weeds and loosening or breaking the lumps of the soil. As I have already told you that there are certain lumps or the crumbs of soils, big stones of the soils are there. So we have to break that lumps or the crumbs or that stones into the fine particles. So with the help of hoe, we can remove these unwanted plants also, that means weeds, and we can loose or break the crumbs of soil also. This is the function of hoe. So what is hoe? It has a long rod which is whether made up of wood or the iron, and a broad bent plate of iron. See, this is broad bent plate of iron to this rod. Okay, plate of iron which is fixed to one of its end and works like a blade. Just like blade, it is work. This is all about the hoe. The another plugging instrument is tractor. This all of you know that. All of you have many times seen what is tractor. So large field, suppose there is large field, so at that time tractors are used for the pluggings. Tractors, these are the motor vehicles with heavy tread tires. So these are used to pull certain farm machineries, and due to that tractor, it also saves the labor as well as the time. There requires not many labors are required if we use the tractors, and it also saves our time. So plugging of any kind of dry soil, suppose there is the dry soil. So for plugging of that dry soils, we can use these tractors, and the large soil crumbs can be broken down into the small pieces or in fine particles. So this kind of work is done with the help of tractor. So the tilled or the plug land is then leveled. After tilling, what is the process next? After tilling, we have to level that soil evenly so that we can sow the seeds over there. So the till or the plugged land is then leveled with the help of wooden or the iron leveler. There is also the another instrument which is used in the agriculture known as leveler. So with the help of leveler, that soil should be leveled. Okay students, because if we level this soil evenly, it can prevent the soil erosion by the wind or the water. Okay, so if we want to do tilling, if we want to do tilling, tilling means process of loosening. Okay, if you want to lose that soil and turn that soil, sometimes some of the farmers can do they can add the manure it. They can add the manure before tilling. Why they can add the manure before tilling? So students, manure it is the kind of fertilizer which is the natural fertilizer. Okay, so if you add these natural fertilizers before tilling, before loosening of soil, they will help the proper mixing of that manure in the soil. If you add that manure in just throwing, that manure cannot add into the soil deep. So if you add that manure before turning of soil, before tilling of soil, that means loosening of soil, then that manure can be properly mixed with that soil. Okay students, so sometimes some farmers can also do this. They can add manure before the soil is filling. Okay, and when the soil is filling and leveled, it is ready for sowing the seeds. Whenever you level that soil, you till that soil, then only then and then that soil will be prepared. So this is all about the preparation of soils, and these are the instruments which are come under this preparation of soils. These are required for the preparation of soil, and after the preparation of soil, that soil will be ready for the sowing. Okay, so that soil will be ready for the sowing. So students, here it is the one question is arise that what is sowing? What is sowing? So students, what is sowing? First, what we have done here, we prepare here soil. Okay, so after preparation of soil, we have to sow the seeds. So what is exactly the meaning of sowing, or what is the process of sowing? See students, this is the definition in your textbook. Sowing is the process of putting seeds in the soil. You have to put these seeds in the soil. But before putting that seed in the soil, there is really necessary the seed should be selected. That means that seed should be healthy, so that our crop will grow healthy and easily. So for the proper growth of crop, this thing, that means selection of seed, we have to taken into consideration. So first again I repeat that what is sowing student? Sowing is the process of putting seeds in the soil. Putting seeds in the soil, that process is known as sowing. So students, before sowing, the selection of seed is very important. So the seed should always be healthy and of good quality. Okay students, if the seed is diseased and low quality, then these seeds will reduce your crop production. If you use the diseased seed and unhealthy seed, so that seed can also reduce your crop production. So to avoid this kind of things, we have to first make the seeds healthy, or we have to select the seeds healthy so that we get the proper amount of or the large amount of crops which will healthy. Okay students, so this is all about the sowing, plugging, and these are the some agricultural instruments. The next one is the agriculture tool known as seed drill. See students, this is red color, that figure is of seed drill. So what is the actual function of that seed drill students? See over here. First we have to give treatment to the seed. Why? Because some of the seeds get infected by certain microorganisms. Certain microorganism can eat that seed. So that these seeds are infected by the microorganisms. So the crops which we want to grow into the field, that should be disease-free seeds. That seeds should be disease free, so that the farmers can treat that seeds by dipping them in certain chemicals. If we dip them seeds in the certain chemicals, so that microorganisms get killed. So these chemicals do not allow that microorganism to attack directly on that seeds and damage them. So the chemicals which farmer use for the treatment of any seed, these chemicals are known as fungicides. These chemicals are fungicides. That means fungicides are the chemicals which can kill the fungi. Once the seeds are treated, then afterwards you have to sow that seeds in the field. Only then and then you have to sow that seeds into the field. So for the sowing of seed, there again require preparation of seed bed and caring of seedling. They require to make a bed, seed bed, and then we have to care the seedling. So why we want to make the seed bed and why we want to care the seedlings? See students, first see over here. Once the seeds are selected, they are sown in the field. Okay, we select seed and then sown in the field. So there are different ways of sowing the seeds. So we can sow the seeds direct manually by our hands also. So there are certain other ways also by certain other instruments by using that instrument we can sow these seeds. So they can be seen manually, means by doing by our hand or by using the seed drills. So what are seed drills? Seed drills are the instruments by which we can sow the seeds in the field. So students, see over here. Also a few seeds like sorghum, means bajra, and maize are sprayed in the field instead of being put in the soil. Again students, I repeat, a few seeds like sorghum, means bajra, and maize, these seeds are sprayed in the field instead of being put in the soil. The seeds of bajra and maize are sprayed. They are sprayed in the soil instead of putting one and one like this, one by one. So they are sprayed in the soil. This process is known as broadcasting. This process is known as broadcasting. Students, here I again repeat. What is broadcasting? Few seeds like sorghum, like bajra and maize are sprayed in the field instead of being putting into the soil. So this process is known as broadcasting. Okay students, got it? What is broadcasting? So with the help of seed drill, we can sow these seeds. Okay, but a seed drill, what is seed drill? What is actually that instrument seed drill? Seed drill is a long metal tube with funnel. So this is long metal tube which has a funnel over there at the top of sides, and it is backly tied with the plug. So as the plug makes the furrow in the soil, as suppose this plug is going in, as the plug makes furrow, okay, furrow means there is some constriction in the soil, okay, the seed drill can releases that seeds into there. That seed drills can releases that seeds into that furrows and sow them. So by using that seed drills, we can sow the seeds. So these the seeds which are sown are the seeds which are always the seeds are always sown with the help of seed drills, and in the row manner. In first row some seeds, in second row some seeds. In the row manner these seeds are sown. So students, see over here. While sowing of seed, few precautions should be taken. We have to sow the seed, but before sowing that seed, some of the precautions we have to take. Some of the precautions we have to take over here, students. So what are these precautions? See, seeds should be planted at proper depth of the soil. Means not they grow in deeper and deeper into the soil. That seeds should be planted at proper depth. If these seeds are planted many more deep inside the soil, what will happen? They may not germinate. They may not germinate. Why they not germinate? Because there is non-availability of moisture and air. Their air is not passed over that deep layer of the soil, and water is not present, or the moisture is not present over that deep. So that seed should be sown at proper depth of the soil. Okay, or the seeds if planted on the surface, if you sow that seed on the surface, at the time what will occur? See students, they may get eaten up by the birds. So they should be sown at proper depth in the soil. The second one is seed must be sown leaving appropriate distance between them. That seed must be sown at proper distancing. See students, social distancing. So that seeds should be sown leaving appropriate distance between them. So this is important, because if suppose that seed is grow, crop will grow. Seed is germinate, that crop will grow. Here that crop will grow. So overcrowding of crop we have to avoid it. So for that purpose, the seeds must be sown leaving in the appropriate distance between them. Otherwise what will happen? Plants will not get sufficient amount of sunlight, nutrients and water from the soil if they are overcrowding there. So to avoid that overcrowding, we must sow that seed leaving appropriate distance between them. So the seeds for the certain crops like paddy, some of the vegetables such as tomato, onions are first sown in the nursery bed. There are some of the crops which require the nursery bed. What is nursery bed, student? Means in that these seeds are sown. These crops can grow little bit, and that little bit crop is known as seedling, and afterwards that seedling can grow in the field. That seedlings will grow in that field. So the seeds for certain crops like plants, like the paddy, some of the vegetables such as tomato, onions are first we have to sown in the nursery bed, and when they grow at certain age, they will be transferred and planted in the main field. So before growing or before sowing, before going in that main field, these plants should be planted in the nursery bed. This plant should be planted in the nursery bed. Okay student, see this is the picture of seedlings. These are the small seedlings. Then afterwards these seedlings can be uprooted and then they will be planted in the main field. So what is seedling students? The small plants are called seedlings. So from these healthy and disease free seedlings we have to select it first. Which are healthy, which are disease free. So that selected and transplanted these in the by manually, and that transplantation will enables the select the better seedlings. Okay, so then why we do this is so, see students, it also promotes the deeper penetration of roots which help to increase the crop productivity. Okay, so this is all about the crop production, what are the agriculture implements we used over here. So students, this is enough for the today's session. In the next session we will further proceed from this manuring topic. Okay students, so till the next session what you have to do students, you have to read each and every line of this chapter. If any queries you have, you should ask me. Again, what you have to do, you have to make a chart like types of crops, kharif crops, rabi crops. You have to remember the definitions, agriculture practice, what is agriculture, what is kharif crop, what are the examples, and what are the steps which improve the agriculture productivity, how the soil is prepared. So these all topics you have to prepare. Okay. Afterwards, I'll take the revision of this rest of the topic and then we will discuss about the notes and the exercise of this chapter. Okay students? And you have to send me the charts which you make at your home. That means, or the notes which you make at your home. That means what the definition of agriculture. The chart, that means types of crops, kharif crop, rabi crops. How you can remember these things. Your own notes. Okay students? Thank you.